How's it going? This is going to be a flight test of my airborne aircraft carrier. This concept I've come up with. This is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a flying flight deck, and hopefully we'll be able to take off. We'll just go straight out to the east, about 1,000 meters. We're going to launch our little aircraft. We're going to recover the aircraft back on board. And if all that goes according to plan, we're going to play with some weapons and see if we can have some fun that way. That's a big if this goes according to plan. So without further ado, let's fire this thing up and get up there. So we got 4 Goliath engines powering it. Probably not necessary to have 4, as these are just insanely powerful, but I like having that many. It just seems to make things easier with how much drag there is on this plane. This just flight deck is such an unnatural shape that sometimes more power is not a bad thing. To rotate, because the center of gravity gets screwed up with this design, all we do is retract this rear gear, and that's usually enough to just cause the plane. We need a little bit of help to rotate. Off deck, all gear comes up, and we are airborne. So we're going to just get this up to about 1,000 meters, and we'll set the autopilot to just fly it at about 100 meters per second. That way, the small plane, we know exactly what the large plane is doing. It makes it a lot easier. So we don't need this much power. Here's 1,000. Some nice negative G's for the Kerbals. And gauge autopilot. Alright, so that's going to figure out what it's doing. And while it kind of stabilizes, talk about some more features here. We launch off this little tower I made. It's just a simple decoupler, and that'll decouple. We'll switch aircraft to the small one and just separate from the other aircraft before they collide, which I haven't had a big collision yet doing that, so for now that system works. This is kind of how we recover the aircraft. It's a simple claw grabbing unit, and you'll see that I went for these 2 rudder vaders versus 1 large central rudder. And the reason for that should be pretty clear. We're trying to land planes on this, so rather than have to maybe go to the left or right of a single center rudder, this just lets you land right down the middle. It simplifies it quite a bit. I had to make it kind of a funky design with all of these identical spaceplane fins, just to get these far enough away from the center that would be possible. And I had to do some other weirdness with these wings that don't look quite natural, but it works. So if anyone has ideas how to make that more aesthetically pleasing, let me know, because I've never been good at that in this game. But anyway, looks like we're about stabilized here, so we'll go ahead, fire up the engine on our little small carrier-based plane. I chose that cockpit because it reminds me a lot of the Japanese Zero, and I figured we're going for a small carrier plane. It's not the worst thing to emulate. So that engine's getting fired up, thrust is up, go ahead and launch. There, not too bad. So we know the carrier is flying 100 meters per second, or at least it's trying to, 100. I've noticed with this autopilot system it tends to undershoot, so if I had to guess, it's really going about, I don't know, 98 or so. So we'll back off for a sec and just kind of get used to the flying. I might want to make this a little less sensitive. It's like a 9 on those and like a 8 on our elevator. Cool. Gears out, a lot more drag, so you'll see our power's almost all the way, and we're still, accelerating decently, but nothing crazy with all that drag on the aircraft. Zoom in for a slightly better view. 105 is pretty fast closure. I'm going to pull power back. I'm looking for like 101 really. Seems like it'll take forever, but for my other tests I've kind of realized that closure, once you get close in, it really looks a lot scarier. It would help if we armed our claw too. Cool. So I'm not trying to catch the claw on the fly. I'm trying to just be either just left or just right of it. The idea is going to be to land short of it, hit the brakes, and with the brakes still engaged, increase power on my engine to create just the slightest speed differential, and we'll crawl up, essentially just taxiing until our wing hits the claw. Obviously, if this was a jet-powered aircraft, I could have some kind of longer nose that maybe could look like it's more designed to be grabbed by a claw. And if anyone's figured out how to do this with docking nodes, let me know, because for my testing, the nodes just have never worked out. Either the alignment's not good enough, or the magnets aren't going to work right in the atmosphere like this, or in the wind or something. I really don't know what their deal is, but this is what I've gotten to work. So this is a decent closure. Just going to make fine adjustments here. I'm going to try to get it so that left wing is what hits the claw. We'll see how good I can do here. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate. Barely. Up. Oh, okay, so I landed short, and there's a big ol' boop as the Kraken comes out. It's hard to see depth perception like that. Really don't know how far you are from the carrier. We'll give that another shot. Power up here. That's plenty. Alright, well I kind of have an idea now. I can definitely go a little farther forward before I go farther down. What I don't want to do is bounce. So I think I was a little too nervous about bouncing that I fell short. 101.6, a little fast. Good. I'm a little more central than I'd like. We'll turn the parking brake on and kind of just walk up to it. I don't think this will hit me in the wing. What I'm going to do is use this to kind of fine-tune how we do this. Inactive. Deploy. We're just going to walk off to the right here just a little. Get out of the prop arc. Alright, undeploy. And now keeping weight on these wheels, it's going to be tricky as we power up. Don't be too shy about the power. And we're just going to taxi right up to the claw. I'll lower my wing a little. Try to get in there. Come on, baby, you can do it. Oh, we're right in the claw. Let's go. Come on. Even this is finicky. I was talking about the decouplers being, or the docking ports being finicky, but there we go. That's a capture. Wasn't the prettiest. I'll take it. We can shut down the engine. So from here we can transfer fuel, plenty of gas on the carrier, and this can all go to these tanks. They're basically full, no reason to right now. And then we can relaunch or recapture as much as we want. I've had pretty good success doing this. Biggest flaws I can see are just visibility, like knowing how far you are from the deck. It'd be nice if I could figure out some kind of like ranged target deal that could constantly be displayed. If there's a mod for that or something, I don't even know. But with that, let's have some fun. Let's see if we can make use of these sidewinders we brought along. I'm having issues with my bindings, so I'm just going to keep these sidewinders menus open. In case they don't work, I can fire them manually. Alrighty. Engine started. Getting thrust. So we'll just hit release. Quick switch. Pull back. Gear up. Cool. Alright, and with that, let's see if we can make some fireworks. The AIM-9s are a little finicky at times. I can't always get them to lock when I want them to. See how lucky I get with that today. Of course, now that I'm making a video, they won't even work. Sometimes you just gotta back up, though. Can I get a lock? Back up a little more. Out of the zone, back in. If anyone knows how these work, as far as like getting them to work better, I would appreciate that information as well, because out of all the missiles in BD Armory, I have the least luck getting these to work properly. Promise you guys fireworks though, so we'll see if I can get some or not. Please lock, please lock. I'm gonna sit here and try. If I have to fast forward the video till it works, I will. There we go. Alright, that one went off into nowhere. But good hit on the first. We'll follow her down. Well, I might actually try to save the pilot here really quick. Sucked into the engine first. No! Push you. Oof, just in time. Here's our 0. Little Split-S. Oh, this is close to the deck. I'm not going to make it. Oh no. Oh no. 50, 40, 30. That is the lowest I've gotten without actually crashing. I forgot my elevator was still set to that low sensitivity. It could have been really bad. Well, pretty successful test, if I do say so. Let me know if you have any suggestions how to make it better, any improvements aesthetically or just functionality wise. And yeah, thanks for watching.